Hello everybody, this is Jane Hamilton Parker, your psychic medium. I thought for today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life and what it's like in a life of a medium and a psychic. Right, well the first time when I get up early in the morning, I have a look at my schedules, my emails, I lay them all out, and then I see like a little blue light, like an orb, go over a particular email, which I know I can contact that person's in need of a loved one from the other side. So then I get my room ready, which I put fresh flowers, hoover like you do, and sort all things out. And then I also write another schedule out for filming what we're going to do on a Friday, because we go on our show, Craig and Jane's show, every Friday at 7 o'clock, and we link with all the world, all from Japan to New York, Sweden, everywhere. And then we're on air for about an hour. We can answer questions or what the theme is. And so our week is quite busy. And when I have a client that comes to me, I get the room ready and then I come in to do a meditation to allow that silence and to connect with the spirit world. Sometimes it's not necessary that people want mediumship. Sometimes it's people would like clairvoyance, seeing ahead of things. So we do that. And then I concentrate later on in the day of our retreat that we are having done at the moment in Italy, planning all the rooms. I mean, we've got 5 people working on it. So in total there's 16 rooms there. So it takes a lot of work. And and I mean, we've done this all ourselves, worked really hard to achieve this for the future, for others as well. And then I break for a little bit of lunch with Craig because he's always fasting. He doesn't eat after 6 o'clock. So we have a bite to eat. And then we go back afterwards, after I've cleared up, getting ready for the next client. And then after I finish that, say about 5 o'clock, then I might go shopping for food. I write my menus out for the week, so we have to be really organised. And then the weekends, I don't really work unless it's urgent for somebody that really can't get to me. But I do sometimes do FaceTime for somebody if they're in like Hawaii or Hong Kong. I don't mind doing that. Sunday is family time, so we take the grandchildren out, my daughter, perhaps for lunch somewhere, and for a train ride for the little one. So our week's quite busy, really, and I wouldn't have it any other way, really. And then sometimes we get ready for doing theatres, shows in the theatres, and the money from that goes into the foundation, which pays for an office in Winchester, because all these things cost money, you see, and we're not wealthy people. So it's a lot of hard work, very much a hard work. And then we switch off at night. I don't watch a lot of television because I find it boring. I mean, sometimes we might go to the cinema and watch a film that we're really interested in it. Or sometimes we might go to a musical show, or sometimes it depends what's on. Recently, Craig and I went to watch an orchestra, a rock orchestra in the Guildhall in Southampton. That was really fantastic because you had cello, violins, and it was all done like Halloween sort of style, mask and everything and that was really good to do that. So our time's very limited at times. And when I go through my emails that people, they have to go through to Craig's site first, www.psychic.co.uk, and then Craig brings me the emails and everything, and as I say, then I decide who I'm going to see, because your time is really precious here on the earth, and there's only so much you can do. So my outlet really is, I like going out in the garden, I like tidying up the garden. I do have a gardener, he cuts the grass, thank goodness, a godsend. And just really hanging baskets and things like that. And I do like going for walks. We've got wonderful woods here. I like walking by the sea, which is great. But as I say, I wouldn't change my life for anything really, because Craig and I have dedicated ourselves to service. Service meaning to help others and reach out. It's not an easy life, it's quite a hard life, because sometimes you're listening to very, very sad emotional things and you have to have non-attachment afterwards to switch off, otherwise it stays with you. Sometimes I'm doing police work, sometimes I'm dealing with murder cases, sometimes I'm dealing with suicides, sometimes I'm dealing with people that have lost babies, children. It's all very sad, but it's lovely when somebody comes to you and, you know, when they walk in that door, they walk into like a sanctuary of peace and love. And I cannot imagine how it must be for losing a child. Recently I had a lady, I won't go too much into details or names, who lost a son and didn't want to move, wanted to be near the grave. And I think she came to watch me and Craig at the Concord Club, where we were doing an evening of clairvoyance. And he came through, gave her proof and everything, and even down to the hair was in a locket that she suddenly pulled out. And it feels so joyous to communicate from the world of spirit and to help those, because it really does transform their life and help them, that life really does continue on. It's not like it is here in a material world. It's so different. It's like a higher vibration and energy where our loved ones go. You think the universe is vast and you think the world is big, but the universe is much bigger, of course. So it takes a lot of love and strength for someone to come through. And I always say they're the ones that make the appointments. And they're the ones from spirit that know who they want to go through. Now, we have many good mediums, many good spiritual teachers, very good healers, but I feel you have to decide for yourself who you're drawn to. Unfortunately, we do have to charge, because unfortunately they won't let us have gas, electric or food for nothing. But Craig and I do everything above board. So everybody that comes here, they sign in my book, and that because you know, we have to pay taxes and everything and accounts and everything like that. And I try to make it reasonable, affordable for people. I've been doing this all my life. I suppose, I mean, I'm 72 now, going on to my 73rd year. So I suppose I've been doing it professionally for about 50 years. And I've enjoyed every moment of it. Now, when you're spiritual, it's important to have good values. It's important to have a lot of compassion. It's important to have love in your heart, but it doesn't mean you've got to be a walkover, because sometimes people see kindness as a weakness. And I'm glad to say I'm a very strong woman. And I'm glad to say, and I've had to deal with many, many things in life, some shocking things that I hear, but I can deal with that because as you all know, I used to be a psychiatric nurse, so I'm not shocked at things. And, you know, and I feel at the end of the day, it's a gift that God's given to you. It's a gift that God has given to people on the earth. You could call us earth angels if you like, except my wings are tucked in at the moment. It's a gift to reach out and help others. It's not a gift to be abused. It's not a gift with a high ego that I'm better or I'm famous. Yes, I do have famous people that come to me. I do, so, but that's confidential. And I have dealt with the royal family, and you do sign confidentiality that even Craig wouldn't know who my clients were as well. Craig and I work very hard. Craig works very, very hard and very dedicated. He's written many books on the subject. He's very, very good at what he does. And we both try to give something back, because it's okay being spiritual, but you've got to give to those less fortunate, like children in India. So they're fed in an orphanage. We do that, buy cows for people, and we try to help people the best we can. I mean, some people come and say, could you give me the lottery numbers and I'll give you some money? Certainly not. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to bring the two worlds together so loved ones get an enclosure on people suffering here on God's earth. and also it takes a lot of effort and love for a loved one to come through. Now, I suppose I better get ready now I've got somebody coming at 3 o'clock, so it just gives me enough time to have a sandwich and a cup of tea, and then be in tuned with the spirit world and that, because I definitely, sometimes I get inspiration for talks. Sometimes when the predictions happen, I write them down, I date them. So my next talk is going to be worldwide predictions, and I'm going to do that very soon, and I take it right through to 2023 next year, because I don't find it helpful reading newspapers or television. It just comes in the inspiration, and I'm inspired, and I actually see these things happening in my mind's eye, or my third eye, one could say, and I get the inspiration and I trust what I see and hear. It's not always predictions that are doom and gloom. There's some nice things that happen too. We cannot stop world events, what's happening. We do not have Siddhic powers like that. I very, very much like the Hindu culture, very much like the Sikh culture. I very much like different religions. They've all got good points and that. And I think as long as you're a good person, you open up your heart, you think of others, you're not selfish, and you have the love of God, then you're very blessed. So talking about very blessed, I'm going to bless you all and say, look after yourselves, stay safe, have no fear. Okay, God bless you all.